My house key. What else is in here? Bobby pins. A $5 bill. I know, they were all stored in there. You didn't even know. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carla. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I hope you guys stick around. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys easy last minute presents DIY edition. I'll also be giving you guys the measurements. All right, let's start with the headband. Here are the measurements. After cutting all the pieces, I just go ahead and fold all of them in half, right sides together like so, except for one of the front pieces, which I am marking about 2 inches from the edge for Velcro placement. And then I'm also marking my Velcro about 1/4 of an inch from both edges, as I'll be matching that up with the 2-inch mark that I just notched 2 seconds ago. And then I'm ready to sew. And then I repeat the same exact process when sewing the hoop side of the Velcro. So now I'm just sewing 2 inches from the edge of the band and then pivot into a 90-degree angle. At this point, I'm basically sewing along the 1/4 inch mark that I created on the Velcro. Now I'm sewing along the other 1/4 inch mark that I created on the Velcro, basically repeating the reinforcement stitch that I did on the other side, and then just sew all the way to the end of the band. I then proceed by turning the band right side out. And there you go, my little hidden pocket. Now I can sew the rest of my bands. Now I'm ready to grab my front bands and fold them together like so to create that twist effect. And then I just go ahead and pull my elastic through my back band. I then go ahead and line it up to the edge of my front band, making sure it is centered, and then fold both sides over. I then go ahead and stitch it about 1/2 inch from the edge, and then repeat the same exact process to the other side. Oh, it's so perfect. You can't even really tell it's there. Can you tell? Can you tell? No, you cannot tell. Alright, scrunchie time! Here are the measurements. So I'm definitely hoping you guys are still with me because the measurement of the Velcro is basically the same as the one from the headband. I can't remember it for the life of me right now, but I'm placing it about 2 inches from the edge on the right side of the fabric and then folding it in half like so. So just like what I did with the headband, I'm gonna sew from the edge down to the 1/4 inch mark of the Velcro and pivot to a 90-degree angle on both ends. Now I'm ready to turn it right side out. So for the elastic, since this is the only kind I have, I'm just gonna double it up. Hopefully that's strong enough. I mean, I have a pretty thin hair, so we should be fine. And then just tie all 4 ends into a knot. So here's one other thing that's cool about having a pocket. So to finish the last seam, which is the one that's connecting the ends of the scrunchie, I'm going to open the pocket and then pull both ends through and out of it. Here I'm just making sure the seams are matching, right side should be together, and then I'm just gonna sew a 1/4 inch around ever so slowly and carefully. Oh, and by the way, when doing this, make sure you're not catching the elastic and you should be golden. And then pull it out of there again and voila! Look how clean it is. And last but not least, so excited to show you guys how I made this tote bag. This took a little longer than expected, but so much fun to make. It's made out of organdy, and I also added compartments. Oh my gosh, look how cool. 3 compartments. I can literally fit my laptop. I can also take it to the grocery to buy stuff, and it's so stinking cute. Okay, moving on. Here are the measurements for you. You're welcome. Alright guys, before anything else, full disclosure, you guys are probably noticing that my actual body pieces or bag pieces aren't cut into half, just like what my measurement says. But that's only because this fabric was a mission to work with and I had to change plans. But bear with me, don't judge me just yet. Things will all make sense later on. Okay? Okay. Alright, so right now I'm working on the compartment part of the bag. So there should be 2 pieces in reality. And what I'm doing here is just double rolling the edges about 1/4 inch. So it'll be 1/2 inch total. As you know, I'm a little bit extra, so I'm using nylon thread or clear thread to sew this together. So it might be a challenge to see the stitches, which is the main goal after all, except when I'm doing tutorials like this and you can't see the thread. Clearly I didn't think this through. That's totally my bad. Oopsies. Moving on with the outer shell, there should be 2 pieces. I am currently working on the lip of the bag. I'm double folding it, so first by 1/4 and then fold it over one more time by an inch, as if I'm hemming it and repeating the process to the other side. Okay, now I'm cutting my pieces up to reflect the measurements and dimensions that I provided in this video, and then basically cleaning up my lines, making sure things are symmetrical. Now I'm lining everything up, putting the compartments in between the two shell pieces. I will be doing French seams on the sides, so I will be sewing it wrong sides together. I then move on by flipping the bag from the center inside out and start pinning the side seams again so I can create that French seam that we want. So the fabric by itself is already pretty thick and stiff. Clearly, I have never made a bag like this before, and this turned out to be so much more of a mission to work with, considering it has 4 layers. But I do try to pin them all together as much as I can, even tried ironing it. Luckily that kind of worked a little bit. I didn't even get to film it while I was sewing because it was just too difficult. I can't fit a camera on my machine. So voila, it looks like this after sewing it on the side, and I'm not even gonna try to French seam the bottom of the bag as well because it's just not happening. So for now I just did a regular seam for the base of the bag. Maybe in the future, if I ever get like a bias tape in this color, I will probably try to cover it up, but for right now it's not necessary. I'm just gonna leave it raw, and then I move on to the straps. After cutting the pieces, I go ahead and fold them in half, right sides together, and then sewing them before I turn them right sides out and ironing them. For sturdier straps, I go on and edge stitch both sides of each strap. Alright, so I really wanted to test out the straps first before I demo it. Let me just start by showing you guys the measurement of where I'm placing my straps. It's about 2 3/4 from the side seam, and mirror that onto the other side. And then I just go ahead and use the already sewn straps as reference in pinning the rest of the straps in place. I then sew the strap 1/4 inch of seam allowance along the sew line of the bag. Once I'm done, I then fold it up and stitch about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the bag. And then I just repeat the same exact process to the remaining strap.